Good morning, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And today we're branching back into Deuteronomy chapter 8 because it connects to some stuff we said yesterday from Deuteronomy 28. And we're going to look at Deuteronomy 8, 11, and 18, Tyler.
Beware that you do not forget the Lord your God by not keeping his commandments, his judgments, and his statutes, which I command you today. And you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he swore to your fathers, as it is to this day.
All right, so verse 11 says what? Don't forget. Verse 18 says what, Tyler?
You shall remember the Lord your God.
And you shall remember. Now, here's what they're not to forget. What can cause people to forget the Lord their God? To turn away from his word, and thus to turn away from their wealth and their blessing that he gives them. Lest when you've eaten and are full, so you got plenty of food, when you have beautiful houses that you live in, when your herds, your flocks are multiplied, your silver and gold is multiplied, and all that you have is multiplied, and your heart is lifted up, and you forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Things get so good, you begin to trust in the things, not the one who blessed you with the things. And then the day comes where you forget. You forget. When people say, I don't want my kids to go through the hard things I went through, why not? Because it was tough and I hated it. Yeah, that's why you value what you got. Don't you get it? If the next generation doesn't know some of the hardship, some of the struggle that gives value to the now, then guess what happens? They start to forget the now. They start to forget the then, and they start to think that the way it is the way it's always been because they're so wonderful. You see? And that's what verse 17. Then you'll start to say in your heart, my power and the might of my hand have gained me this wealth. Well, that sounds like that dude in the Gospel of Luke. Soul, take ease. I've worked hard. I'm the best thing ever. I'm going to relax and I'm going to enjoy my wealth and I'm going to serve myself. He told you don't forget. Now he says, remember. Remember. It's the Lord your God who gives you the power to get wealth. Why? So that he can establish his covenant, which he swore to your fathers as this day. Wealth for children of God is a covenant proof of God's goodness. Now let that one sink in. You doing well in financial things is a covenant proof of God's goodness. They say, but brother, I got all kinds of debt, blah, blah, blah. How's that a proof of God's goodness? Well, it's not his fault we were stupid enough to go out and get debt and make ourselves slaves to the banks. And the fact that you've been able to pay on all that stuff that you have debt on for all those years, and that you've had money to pay for stuff when you could have been paying off the debt, and guess what? You've been wealthy for a long time. You just ain't managed it well. It doesn't prove anything about God. It just proves that God's goodness is so good in spite of how dumb we are sometimes. Don't say that. God's goodness is so good that God shows mercy on our dumbness so much. And I give you book, chapter, verse. Go read the book of Job. I mean, not Job, but Jonah. Jonah sitting on the hilltop mad because God didn't kill everybody. God says to Jonah, there's 120,000 people that are too dumb to know their right hand from their left. It doesn't say the word dumb, right? He says there are 120,000 people that can't tell their right hand from their left. Maybe it's because there were 120,000 babies, small infants, and toddlers. I don't know. Maybe it's there were 120,000 people that were mentally retarded. I don't know. Maybe it's there's 120,000 people that were old and senile and couldn't remember their names. Maybe there was 120,000 people with brain damage. I don't know. All I know is God took care of people who didn't have the ability to take care of themselves because they didn't have the ability to tell their right hand from their left. And if that's what he did for a bunch of pagan people who weren't under the blessing of Abraham, and he took care of it because they had much cattle there, on top of the 120,000 people, what does that tell you about the nature of God's goodness? His goodness is that it operates and benefits people even when they're too dumb to use it well. So don't ever say, well, you know, God hasn't blessed me with wealth. I got all this debt. You're the one who signed the contract, not God. God gave you the ability. We could have managed it better. How much money would all of us have had we not been paying interest to all these different organizations if we'd have just put what we paid in interest in our storehouses for the Lord to bless us? If we'd have sown it into other things, what would be different? Wealth is a sign of God's goodness confirmed in his covenants. He did it for Abraham, he did it for Isaac, he did it for Jacob, he did it for Joseph, he did it for the nation of Israel, he did it for David, he did it for Solomon, he did it for Jehoshaphat, he did it for so many. But now we get to the modern age of unbelief in church, and people have the gall and audacity to go, brother, that was back then. You can't expect God to act that way now. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday, today, and forever. Here's how he says it in the book of Malachi. Behold, you sons of Jacob are not consumed, because I am the Lord and I change not. Pow! Don't blame our inconsistencies on his integrity. Any other thoughts, my brother?
No, sir.
With that, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow, which is Saturday.